but I'm going to get out here on the lake. Someplace we've never fished. Like we've got George Ray, 351. I hope. Well, let's get some bait in the water. We have never fished here. You know what? My bait. New knife. Thanks to Chadwick taking me to that awesome bait shop. Hey, Mo Creek, straight to the point. Still lagging. I'm just gonna let it run. Hopefully it'll get better. I mean, but I am going to drag some creek chub. I'm just going to let it go. We'll see what happens. We will see. All right, it's about half a creek chub right here. Alright, let's let some line out. That one's fishing. A lot of fish hitting the top water out here. Doesn't necessarily mean anything for us, but got one. The one I just put out, we're dragging. It has a float on it. This next one I'm going to put out does not have a float. Need to put my sinker on first though. Avid, catfish and crappie. Mark, I thought maybe you was going to be live this morning. Kelly and I were talking about that on the way over here. Didn't know if you were going to be live or not. But we went to a different lake first, and it was flooded so bad the parking lot was underwater. So we decided to come over here, a place we've never fished before. Try to do a little bit of fishing here. It looks really good, but you know, you never know till you fish it. So. All right, so this one on my left is going to be the long line. This one's going to be a shorter line. We are officially fishing. Your job is to watch those poles behind me. I'm just going to drag these baits around this lake. We got a bank fisherman up in front of us. You get the tablet so I can see what you guys are saying about me. Take these off so I can read it. All right. Got Moe Creek, Wanna Be Outdoors, Catfish and Crappie, Avid. Catfish and Dreams. There's my mom. Well, I hope that signal gets better, guys and gals. Like I said, this is a place Telly and I have never fished. I don't know if you can see. Telly's back here behind me. I'm going to drag here for a little bit, and I've got an ultralight laying here beside me. I may try to catch. Starting to come up shallow here now. 1080 video and great sound. All right. It is easy, better than it was. All right, Chad, whatever that means. All right, so we just went from like 15 feet up to 7 feet. So I'm going to go over this. I'm going to drag. I'm assuming that this ledge, I'm going to assume this ledge stays across than the other. And we're buffering. I'm just going to let it run. Yeah, it just keeps buffering, doesn't it? Well, I'm just going to ride it out. I'm going to talk to you guys like it's working. I know that's frustrating when you're trying to watch buffer. Oh, it's buffering. I'm just going to let it play. Sure, it'd be better. I'm surprised we found a place to fish at all. Everything's flooded. Just tablet. I lost the tablet. I don't know if you guys lost everything or not. This thing's still working? Still here. All right. Well, I'm gonna let. While we got a signal, I'm just letting it run. I'm gonna pretend it's working the whole time. If it does not, I'm just gonna let it go. Concentrate on fishing. I'll try to talk to you guys like it is working. "20 feet deep right here. I'm surprised this little lake has got this kind of depth to it. Yeah, I know, Carl. I'm just going to let it go. Polar bear. I understand you guys touch it. We've dropped off into 22 feet of water. May have to get up here a little closer to the bank. I'm only about 20 yards off the bank right now, and it's 17 foot deep. I'm going to drag right between this overflow and the bank. And hopefully not get hung. For those of you that are, I just keep losing signal no matter what. Every time I think we got a signal, I look down and we're buffering again. I'm just going to let it go. Just going to let it run. Chad's still hanging with us. But we're going to keep fishing. That hissing is the overflow right here on my right. You're hearing the overflow to this lake. You'll see here on my Big Slim. I know the signal's bad, guys, and I'm sorry, but I'm just going to let it go. This is a new lake to us. I have no idea what kind of fish are in here. I'm assuming it's your standard bass, bluegill, crappie, channel cats, hopefully some flatheads. Avid's giving Chad a hard time as usual. Glad to see that hasn't changed. To my left, I'm just kind of paralleling the dam, maybe 15 or 20 yards off the edge of the dam. So far, as far as I know, we haven't had any bites. You guys haven't said anything. I haven't felt them. We're dragging creek chub. I may break this ultralight out here in a little bit, but if I do, I won't be able to watch chat, which doesn't seem to matter since we're buffering so much. Avid hasn't gotten any beauty rest since 1943. Oh, Chadwick, Chadwick, Chadwick. Fisherman up here in front of me. I gotta watch not to get too close. Fugly, Chad. He did. He called you fugly. Tell him. Can't we all just get along? Beautiful wife still over there by the ramp. Doing any good? Doing any good? You know, or he doesn't speak English. A lot of lily pads on this lake. I know the signal's horrible, Brian, but vision, Telly's over there on the other side of the lake. She's in her kayak. I can't remember the name of this lake. Like I said, this is one of those lakes that we found kind of by accident. We have never fished it till today. So far, I'm not impressed. Saw a lot of carp moving up around the banks when we first got here, though. Some carp and some bass. Larry Oliver. Carl, we are just a big family. That is for sure. One big, giant, 600-person family, I think. This whole catfish community. maybe even more. I don't know. Has anybody ever tried to figure out how many people we consider part of this catfish community? It'd be interesting to know that number. So what do you guys think? Should I drag up this bank line or cut back across towards Beautiful Wife? I didn't catch all of it if you said something about stickers. Anybody that wants stickers, just email me. hooksandhammocks@gmail.com. That's all you got to do if you want stickers. Very weedy over here. We may be getting hung up. Lines look crossed. Yeah, they are, but one of them's really, really long and the other one's short, so they shouldn't tangle. We've got a long line and a short line out. Once the kayak straightens up, they should straighten up too. Oh yeah, we're gonna get hung up. Lots of snags underneath us. But we're gonna drag through them anyway. I almost called you yesterday to see if you wanted to go fishing somewhere. Yeah, I want to go fishing. I always want to go fishing. Yesterday, signal's horrible here. We've been buffering a lot. It's awful, but I'm just going to let it go. Because you never know, it might get better. Or it might get worse. Like I said, this is new to us. We have no idea what the fishing's like here. Ooh, the wind's blowing me the right direction now. May just let the wind take over. May blow us too fast though. LG. I'm hoping the signal gets better over on this side because this is probably where I'll do most of the fishing anyway. Beautiful Wife's over there. She's probably catching all the fish. A and B, welcome. Willie sent you over? Well, good. I'm glad Willie did that. We're happy to have you here. I know this signal's horrible, I know. We normally do a better job of streaming than this, but we had pretty slim pickings around here for fishing. Everything's flooded. First lake we went to, even the parking lot was underwater. Go get them, Mark. Saw you had a bunch of those green sunfish, bluegill. Go get you some. Sharina. Just got them. A couple of gills. Tell gill. You caught them several days ago. They've been frozen. We caught them, threw them straight in the freezer. So they're about as fresh as you can get without catching them right now. I mean, this looks like it would probably be a really good bass lake. So far, not impressed for channel cats though. We are headed your way this week. Got to find a good spot. Well, Sharina, we need to discuss that because I need to know, you guys want to just strictly fish? You want to try out the kayaks? Because, I mean, we got a spot to go. And we do catch channel cats there. It's not the best place for channel cats, but we do catch them there. And it's a perfect place to be in a kayak for the first time. 1,903 miles on your Michigan trip. Yeah, I bet you broke that truck in. We're going up there next month. Yes. Bluegill and chubs went straight from the creek to the freezer within about 30 minutes of being caught. They were frozen. They were still alive when I put them in the freezer. Hey, Lloydies. We're dragging for channel cats. Actually, I'm dragging for anything that wants to bite. But we're targeting. Water temp's 81 degrees here, surface temp. Watching. Again. 32 thumbs up. Well, I'm going to assume we have a signal right now and apologize for the bad signal, but I'm just going to go with it. So far, dragging these bank lines has not been working. I may cut out across the lake here, go back up towards Beautiful Wife, but I kind of want to go back up here. It gets pretty narrow back there. Left. I haven't felt the kayak move. I mean, when a fish hooks up, I'll know it. I'll feel it. I'm sorry, just jumping in before the British Grand Prix. I'll be back. Hey, Lloyd, we appreciate having you, man. You stay as long as you want. You come in and come and go as much as you want. That's fine with us. Fishing Local 336, welcome. I'll apologize up front for the bad signal. I know those of you that have been here a while are probably going to get tired of me saying that, but... Alright, we're getting shallow now. Man, that looks like an awesome place to camp over there. Think it's better? Well, I hope it stays that way. Kind of funny how it got better the farther I got away from the road. Because there's nothing back here. This is Hoosier National Forest back here. It's nothing. But that looks like an awesome place to camp right there. May have to point that out to beautiful wife. You know, it doesn't take much. These lines in the water stop this kayak really fast, so it might look like I'm pedaling a lot, but I'm not going above 0.5, 0.6. And then it slows me right back down to like 0.3, 0.2. But I kind of like the idea of having those baits, instead of just a nice constant speed, I kind of like, you know, they stop and go and stop and go. I think that may help entice the bite. At least that's my theory anyway. A and B, we don't care much for winter here in Indiana. Not the fishermen anyway. Everything freezes solid here, then you can't fish. 22 awesome people. Well, bait is creek chub. I've got a head piece on this one and the tail piece on that one. I just cut it in half. We have some bluegill, but I've got 2-ounce dragging weights, like the slinky type weights. You know, they're made from like the paracord type material. I didn't make them, I bought them, and I can't remember. Palmetto was the guy. I can't remember his name, but he's down there with Palmetto. He sells those. They're really great. I love them. I need to order some more. Hey, hooks and hammocks, nice day to fish. Good luck. Thank you, David Hamilton. But fishing local, I don't know if I answered your question or not. If I didn't, just ask me again. But we're dragging creek chub right now. I do have some bluegill. They're 2-ounce. A and B has never seen snow. Well, we've seen a lot around here. Yeah, very, very weedy here. I don't know if you guys can see any of this. This is all lily pads, and I can see them underneath me, so we are probably, I can't believe we haven't been snagged up yet. I have a feeling the farther back I go, the weedier it's going to get, but we're going to try to drag through it anyway. I'm hoping beautiful wife's over there tearing them. I think well, these lily pads, I got lily pads right here next to the kayak, and I'm in 11 foot of water. Those things get pretty tall. Snow's good until it melts. Snow's good until it gets so damn you can't get around. Glad you found us, man. We're happy to have you in here, and I hope I said your name right. Better than Kentucky, though. That was for Chad. Lloydies, you taking off? All right, buddy. Chad heard me. 10 feet. Almost looks like right here is where this lily pad line stops, because I don't see any on this side, but they're right next to my kayak. The wifey is right back there, which you guys can't see her, but she's over there. She's in her kayak. Yes, Chad, Santee drifters. I need more. I need more dragging weights. I think I'm gonna make some, because I'm down to 2, and I think Telly has 2, and that's all we've got. So if we lose them, that's a pole down. Fishing with Chad, you be nice to David Hamilton. He's up here in too. Donald Wiley, time for coffee. Yeah, coffee sounds pretty good right now. It does, it does. Hey, there's a... That is very interesting. Well, when you do that, Chad, let me know how much they are. I may just order some with you. And it looks like it's a much better ramp than the one we put in on. You like Indiana other than the one interstate? Well, I'm gonna tell you what, Chad, after what we drove around through yesterday, you can't say much about Kentucky roads. It's bad. Trash everywhere. Especially that road right there next to the Ohio where you were launching from. That road was awful. Well, that's great. Yes, that road, that's probably one of the worst roads I've ever driven on these creek chub. Chris Usselton. All right, 2. I bet, Chad, that road is horrible. Straight to the point. This area, I think it, here, fishy, fishy, fishy. That's what we're supposed to do, right? Chris Usselton, maybe you didn't hear me, maybe I buffered or something, but if I'm not buffering now, if your name is Usselton, put a 1. If it's Usselton, put a 2. I believe it's 1, Usselton. Gotcha. Usselton. Now we can all relax knowing we're pronouncing your name right. Chris Usselton. You need to give the fishy some coffee. Well, if I had some coffee, I'd drink it myself, because that sounds pretty good right now. I can't believe how deep this little lake is. I mean, we're back in 17 feet of water. I expected this thing to be like, you know, on average 10. Yeah, Sharina, I just wanted to make sure I was saying it right. I was pretty sure it was Usselton. I watched his video and he said his name. It sounded like he said Usselton, so. Yeah, Chris, I saw it, but I wanted to make sure I heard you right. I actually watched it back a few times just to make sure. I sure would like to get a bite. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. We've been dragging through some serious weedage. But that's the, for those of you that haven't seen them, those are the dragging weights right there. This is the one I've got rigged up with no float. I'm just going to drop it down. Try to make sure it doesn't twist. Once it hits bottom, there, we're on bottom there. I'm just going to let out a little bit of line. This is going to be my short line. I know I just let out 17 feet of line. I know I've seen spots in here already that are 20 feet deep. So I want to make sure I let out at least 5 or 6 more feet of line. And I'm probably going to do more like 15 or 20 feet of line. And that's going to be my short line. And that's what will help keep me from tangling with this other one. If I keep this one short, I'll make the other one long. There's my short line. I'm going to check this one. This is my long line, and I've got a float on it. Everything still looks good. Drop that back down. We're going to let a lot of line out on this one. Normally I do my long line first, but I don't think it's going to matter too much. I see some comments up there, but I can't read them. You guys are going to have to bear with me. Still letting line out. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I'm going to let a lot of line out on this one. Behind me, even if I turn. That's a lot of line. Full of good old strong coffee. You're doing. I think I know what you mean by that. That means go to the pre-fishing dump. Make sure you do your PFD. Yeah, straight to the point likes to travel all over the state. Doing very well. Telly, how's the screen on your fish finder? Is it still bright since we changed that brightness? You do not want me singing. Well, I want to start swinging. The end of this lake is just right up here. You know what? I might as well go ahead and just drag up into that. Just in case they're up in there. You never know. What's the worst that can happen? We get hung up? Lose the only 2 dragging weights we have? Chad, I'm serious. If you're still in here, if you're going to get more dragging weights, I want to know about it. Don't order them without me. Telly's got fish jumping all around her. Chad, you got all the money. Oh, I see a dag-blasted turtle right up ahead of me. Ramp. It looks like it might be a little better place to launch. There's Mary. Work, Mary. 28 awesome people watching us buffer. That is awesome. Got the wind blowing us right up in here now. Mark's got a good idea there, Chad. Get Chubby Fish to sponsor you. Have all the dragging weight you want. Oh yeah, that breeze feels good. It's pushing us in the right direction. Now we just need a fish to bite. Yes, I have caught a turtle in the kayak, and it's not any fun. Actually, I've caught 2 turtles in the kayak. One of them I had to cut my line. The other one I got lucky enough I could get pliers on the hook and it popped right out. But I don't want to catch turtles in the kayak. And that was suspending. I wasn't dragging, I was suspending. And it took it just like a catfish. I mean, it just bent the pole straight over. I don't like catching turtles. That almost sounded like the beginning of a Dr. Seuss rhyme. I don't like catching turtles. I don't. You guys can finish it. There may not be any catfish in this lake. I don't know. I would think there are. I don't think I've ever fished a lake in Indiana that didn't have channel cats in it. Unless it was privately owned. Which this is not. For those of you in chat that are not aware, and I hope he doesn't mind me bringing this up, but straight to the point, his name is Bobby Blades. How cool of a name is that? Bobby Blades. I think you should just change your channel to Bobby Blades. That's a freaking awesome name. Bobby Blades Fishing. Oh yeah, Telly, I've seen carp too. We may have to come out here and try carp fish this. That could be a lot of fun. I'm going to figure out how to catch carp from this kayak or the boat without anchoring. I'm going to figure it out. Although, I mean, anchoring wouldn't be all that bad either. Grub Ridge, is that where we're at? Hey, DMV. That is the real DMV. Kenny, I don't know if you saw my comment the other day, but I know when you're out there on that float tube, you don't have a whole lot of room for things. And because Telly and I do a lot of backpacking, camping, stuff like that, there's water filters out there that would be perfect for your float tube. I mean, it's very small, compact stuff, good for like a ridiculous amount of gallons of water. You'll never, ever use it up. And then you could just filter the water. I mean, I know it's the Potomac, but we could read into that and see what all it does filter. Guaranteed to filter. I think you'd be fine filtering that. It's moving water, but it's just an idea. It may not be the funnest thing to think about, but I mean, you know, these people go backpacking, they filter water out of cattle troughs. You can imagine how nasty that water is. Thought about changing it too. There you go. Straight to the point. That sounds like a good idea. I just think a YouTube channel, Bobby Blades Fishing, or you know, whatever you wanted. I mean, that's an awesome name, Bobby Blades. Sounds like some kind of rock star or movie star name. I like it. Well, we have successfully made it to the end of the lake. There's only about 50 to 100 yards in front of me. So we have trolled 50% of the bank of this lake, and we haven't even had a bite. So what I think I may do is turn this kayak around, put on some fresh bait, and drag right up through the middle of this lake. Hey DMV, thank you, appreciate that. Signal's horrible here though. We keep buffering pretty bad. But I think I will. I'm gonna go up in here just a little bit more, turn the kayak around, freshen up the baits, and drag right up through the middle of this lake, since we drug this bank line all the way around and we haven't had any luck. Hey Chuck, Well, Chuck's here. Every time Chuck comes in, we end up catching a fish. So all the pressure's on Chuck right now. Oh yeah, this whole end of this lake's just covered in lily pads. If I drag through that, we will most definitely get hung up. All right, David Hamilton. All right, let's let me get these reeled in. I really want to drag through these lily pads, but I know if I do, we are going to lose a dragging weight. I almost guarantee it. See how long we can go before it starts to get super shallow. We're at 8 feet right now, 9 feet actually. Puddle walkers. Well, they're not biting here, that's for sure. Telly, are you sure this is Grub Ridge? I mean, it may be, I don't know, but for some reason that doesn't sound right. Telly's getting bites. Well, at least she's getting bites. All right, it's starting to get super shallow, so I'm going to spin around. Get turned around, we'll put on fresh bait. I'm gonna drag right up through the middle. We drug this bank line, didn't do any good. So I'm gonna drag right through the middle of this lake, see what happens. Yeah, we had a lot of line out. All right, let's turn around. Turn around. Telly sings better than I do. Telly needs to be up here singing. All right, now let me get some fresh bait ready. My new handy dandy bait knife. Thanks to Chadwick Fields for taking us to that bait shop. The bait shop's pretty awesome. I mean, they like Chad. I'm not going to hold that against them, because it was a pretty nice bait shop. All right, this time I think I'm going to do creek chub head. on our long line. Yeah, that didn't work. Do a fresh creek chub head on this one. Like that right there. Go ahead and let that down. Get us moving in the right direction. Turn our clicker on. Let some line out for a little bit. And on this other one, I'm going to do a bluegill head. Do a small bluegill head. Like that. Why didn't that let mine out? There we go. Wasn't letting any line out. Get our short line out. We're fishing again. We are fishing. All right, this time, instead of dragging bank line, I'm going to go straight through the middle of the lake. See if that, maybe they're deep, I don't know. Yes, the water's high. Water's high everywhere. Hey, Chris Lazarick. Just in case pass out or get knocked out, it will self-inflate. Oh, you're talking about your PFD? The bait shop loves you because you give them so much money. Well, I knew there had to be a reason. Other than your looks or personality. I mean, come on. Yeah, life jacket. I understand what you're saying. Most people call these PFDs. Personal flotation devices. But you're right. You want a good life jacket. Here in Indiana, a throwable PFD is required. Yep. Got to have a life jacket for everyone on board and a throwable, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, these ones Telly and I are wearing, they're designed to put you face up too. THG, back to normal. I don't know, I'm kind of happy about that actually. I kind of missed all the hazing. Yeah, they keep all the expensive stuff waiting on Chad to come in. If I had Chad's money, I'd burn mine. Yeah, all these that Telly and I are wearing DMV, they're all the flotations in the front. This super thick flotation. In the back, it's just like right at your shoulder blades. And it doesn't even, the whole back, you know, I lean back against the seat. I can't even feel my PFD because it's all the way up here by my head. Life jacket, PFD. I use them interchangeably. But yeah, these are good quality life jackets that we bought, made for kayaks. This is it's an Astral, ASTRAL. I think Telly may have the same make, just a different color, I'm not sure, but there's a lot of good ones out there. But they're made specifically for kayak fishing, because these seats have these high backs, you know, and if you wear a regular life jacket, when you lean back, it comes all the way down to your back and it pushes up and it raises up like this. It's very uncomfortable. Plus there's nothing right here on our sides, so when you paddle, you know, you don't have anything under your arms wearing on you. But even with, you know, the ventilation and everything in these are hot. They are hot. Built-in PFD, what, our guts? I know. It doesn't help me, I still sink. Yeah, I've looked at those inflatable ones. They would be much more comfortable. THG, we're in Hoosier National. I think Telly said she thought this was called Grub Ridge. It's something ridge for sure. It's when you're coming down this way off of 58, you keep going until you'll see this. We didn't even know it was here until, I don't know, a month or so ago. We were driving around, saw it on a map, and we drove to it. 4 inches under and it inflates. I don't know, Grub Ridge, I keep thinking of Grub Ridge Trail, but that's over in the we're hung up. That's over in the Dean. We drug that bank line. Got hung up. We still got our bait though. Now I got to make sure I don't tangle this line up in my kayak. That's good. The wind's blowing right in our face now. It keeps wanting to spin me. We still got a lot of line to let out on this one. I like to let out on my long line, I like to let out about a half a spool. That way I know it's not going to tangle up with my short line. You know, we've seen a lot of fish, carp and bass at least, topwater here, but I haven't seen much on the fish finder at all. I don't put too much stock into that because you guys know how these things work. You're just seeing what's directly under you. You're not seeing anything else. Wow, that wind's really picked up. All right. We're fishing again. Seems like a perfect day to be out there. It is pretty nice out. A little bit windy. I don't know if you guys can hear that wind, but it's a pretty constant wind right now. Hookem, Carolina. Welcome. DMV wants a pedal kayak. They're pretty sweet. They're pretty sweet, DMV, but before you buy one, talk to me. Issue you're going to have. You could put stabilizers on your Sun Dolphin. I've seen people do that. The outriggers. These kayaks, Telly and I have, when you lean in these, it stops. I would fall out of this kayak before it would flip over. J-Dog. Yes, DMV. I would suggest just get an Old Town Autopilot. I mean, they're expensive, but that's the way to go. I will have an Old Town Autopilot someday. It's the exact same kayak I'm sitting in, only it has a trolling motor right up in front of where this pedal drive is, and it gives all this room. It's just open, and you sit here with a remote control and control the trolling motor. I will have one. It will be mine. I thought I said that, J-Dog, new BFF. You didn't hear that part? Very costly, DMV. They are very costly. But I'll tell you, I think if you look them up, if you look up the Old Town Autopilot, 12 foot, it's a Sportsman 120 Autopilot, which is a 12-foot kayak. That's going to be about $3,900, $3,700. This kayak I'm sitting in, same exact kayak, only it has a pedal drive, is $2,300. So for another $1,500, I mean, you're paying for the trolling motor, $1,500 trolling motor. We're snagged again. Yep, it came undone. Mark, got the hotspot on my phone, and I've got the cheapest tablet I could find that was still a Samsung tablet. It sucked. Boat, we got that new boat, we love it, but man, I want to be in this kayak. I want to be in this kayak a lot. Water that we would never take these kayaks on. Right there, it's gone. You know, I mean, it's that quick. There's a little shelf under this seat, and that goes in the drink or gets wet. And we're buffering again. Snagged again. Oh, great. Nope. It's not a snag up again, but start. Now, I want to make sure I got at least 25 or 30 foot of line out on this one. Just for depth changes, things like that. Get it out back there behind the pack a little bit. Right in our face, it just stops me instantly as soon as I stop pedaling. We're fishing again. We've almost caught up the beautiful wife. Telly, are you seeing what Chad's saying about you? Yeah, Mark, I got to mow grass as soon as I get home too. It's out of control. I guess I'm just going to have to keep a nice, slow, steady pedal just to keep some forward momentum going. What? You and I are the same. Yeah, our grass is crazy. A house built out of steak. What? Beautiful wife's yelling at me. I can't hear her. Wind. Old Town Kayaks. They hooked up about 10 kayakers in Cali with autopilots. And contact them, DMV. You can get on there and apply for what do they call that? Like ambassadors or something like that. I mean, hell, you never know. You may get you got enough subs now. They may say, you know what, we'll give you one at half price, or hell, they might just give you one. But send them. Get in contact with them. I used to know the guy's name that does all that social media stuff for Old Town, and I can't remember his name now. But if you call Old Town, they have excellent customer service. Super nice people. If you just call them and tell them, hey, I've got a YouTube channel, I've got X amount of subscribers, this is what I do. I mean, you never know. I don't think you would, DMV, to be honest with you. They see what kind of fish you're catching and that you catch them regularly and that you're just wanting to expand. I don't know. I mean, I think it's worth trying. I mean, hell, you might get a free shirt out of it. Telly and I got shirts for free because I called them and yelled at how long it was taking us to get our kayaks. I didn't yell, but I actually asked for an autopilot. I was like, I want an autopilot for all my waiting. And they laughed at me. And then I laughed too because I knew I wasn't going to get one. But they're super nice, super good customer service. At least in my experience with Old Town. Great customer service. Straight to the point. And then when you get your free stuff from Old Town, make sure you say, you know what, Hooks and Hammocks sent us. And then get me a free autopilot too. Because that'd be awesome. Today, that'd be awesome. Oh, mercy. "21 awesome people still." That felt like a bump. I felt it. On their site now. I have a feeling Telly and I will not be catfishing this lake much anymore. It looks really good, but like I said, we saw some carp and stuff. But maybe if I wanted to come out bass fish, bluegill fish, this looks like it'd be great. Not so much for fish. I like J-Dog. Uh-oh. We just lost 2 people real quick. Are those Chad lovers? Well, I don't know, guys, gals. We We drug this bank line, no luck. We're dragging right up through the middle of this lake. We're in 20.5 feet of water right now. No luck. This pole's, well, it came undone. Unfortunately, all their pro staff is shut down until after October. Oh, so they probably do applications once a year for pro staff. Well, at least now you know. They were Chad lovers for sure. DMV, if you get on YouTube, customer relations stuff like the social media, he does those videos, and I mean it's got his name and everything in there. You can send him an email. Send him an email with your channel link or something in it, and let him check you out. Just make sure you tell him Hooks and Hammocks sent you. Fishing frustrations. Chad used to like J-Dog. Sounds like someone else he knew. Oh. And we're snagged again. Let's see if it'll come out. Yep, came out of it. On YouTube channel, find out what that guy's name is, and then you can send him an email. You can go back to Old Town website, and because I've actually sent him an email when we were waiting on these kayaks. I was asking questions, and they responded. I mean, they don't, you know, I wasn't nobody. We didn't even have a, well, we did have a YouTube channel then, but it was only about a month old. And they don't, I mean, they were really good with returning calls and returning emails. Aaron! What do you think, beautiful wife?
Don't know.
You go back and see that big one I lost on a left-handed reel. Uh-oh, Aaron lost a big one. He's going to blame it on the reel. On Tom's reel, well then there ain't nothing wrong. If it's Tom's reel, there ain't nothing wrong with that reel, because there ain't nothing wrong with Tom. Tom's awesome. You know, I say that, but all my spinning reels are left-handed reels. My casting are right-handed. I don't have anything against the one. I grew. You know, let's see if I can get a mess, and it may be too late. I haven't even seen structure on my graph. All right. Oh, look at that. Came right undone. Still got our bait. What is that? Piece of wood. There was some wood down there we got hung up on. Get us back in the right direction. Drop that down. Give us a little extra. That one's fishing. That one is fishing. Give this one a bit of a head start. Be with the chat here in a bit. Got a bunch of line out on this one. Did you see that boat ramp over here? I don't think she can hear me. Wind. We may have to drive around, see if we can find that. I like that ramp better.
Yeah.
Now this boat ramp over here where we launched, I had no idea there was another one over here. But it's not the greatest boat ramp. I mean, it's, you know, with kayaks it's not that big a deal, but these kayaks are really, really heavy. And boat ramp makes it a lot easier launching and loading. Well, we're about halfway back to the boat ramp now. We drug the bank line. We're dragging right through the middle of this. We're in 20 feet of water now, so. But I'm not seeing the thermocline. I'm happy about that. I don't see any thermocline in here. I'm almost done letting line out on this reel. Then I'll get the tablet and try to catch up with Chad a little bit. All right, what have you guys been saying about me? 14.3 new PB carp. I think the biggest carp I ever caught was right at 15 pounds. That was in a river, fishing under a mulberry tree. All right, DMV, I'm stay in touch with me, man. I'm curious to see how that goes. Whether, I mean, even if you don't get anything out of it, I'd just like to see how the response and stuff goes, if you don't mind. You put hooks and hammocks in there, they're gonna be like, hooks and hammocks? What the hell's that? What the? Oh man, that thing's snagged up again already. Come out. Come out. Come on, baby, you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. It's not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. At least I actually see something down there now. I can see something that we could possibly get snagged on. Taught me how to get snagged. Come on, baby. All you boat guys know, if I go to the other side of this, a lot of times it will come undone. That one's hung up good. I think that's the hook for shoal. Like my, ooh, that's all tangled up. Still got our bait too. We might have a mess here, boys and girls. We've got a mess. Yeah, it wasn't so bad. All right, let's move out of this spot so we don't hook it right back in there. Speeding up the process a little bit, letting this line out. All right, that pole's fishing again. You know, I thought we would at least caught one channel cat in here. But you never know when you go to a new spot. You never know. If I hadn't tried this spot, or if we hadn't tried this spot, we would have found out this is probably the best catfish lake in Indiana. But now we know better. All right, we're fishing again. Yeah, I do my own float tube. Yeah, DMV, I watched that video where you made your dragging weights. I may still make some of my own. Oh yeah, it ain't nothing like kayak fishing, man. It doesn't matter what you catch. You're gonna go for a ride. I mean, even in this big, heavy kayak, a bluegill turned me on a dime. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry, but I am going to take a nicotine break. And I guess if you don't like it, you don't have to watch it. But I need nicotine. There's just down there because I keep getting snagged on it. I did have high hopes for this place, though. It's really pretty here. It's really pretty. I don't know how well it translates on off the camera, but it is definitely a pretty place to be. We may have to come back here and try some camping if we can. This may be one of those places. A lot of the state-run places you can't camp. I think this may be the case. We would not be able to camp here, but it looks like a really nice campsite right over there. It'd be awesome. That almost sounded like an elk bugling. And I know better because there ain't no elk here. Oh man, come on. There it goes. Now this one, there we go. They both let go. Oh, that's a kid screaming. It's not an elk, that's a kid. The first one I heard sounded like an elk. 22 feet. And no thermocline. I'm really surprised by that. I thought for sure a little lake like this, deep water, it'd have a thermocline in it. Matter of fact, I put my sunglasses on since I don't have to look at that tablet right now. Man, that's so much better. Clouds over here are a little dark, like it could rain. Come on, let go. There we go. I like it when they unsnag themselves. I like it a lot. Bless you. All right. Hey, Becca. Becca, beautiful wife's up here in front of the camera too. Oh, I got to take these off again so I can read. Yeah, I may have to invest in a better tablet just so we can read the damn thing. Too much rain. I mean, Chad, that may be. I mean, we've had a lot of rain. Oh, come on. Another snag. There we go. Love it when a plan comes together. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's safe to say, if we come back here, number one, we won't be streaming because we know the signal's awful. And two, I don't think this is going to be a catfishing spot, at least not by our first trip. Aww. I'm sure she appreciates that, Becca. Rainwater's oxygenated. Normally why people say the bite gets better. Yeah, Chad, that makes sense. I can't believe I'm saying it. Chad said something that makes sense. I'm going to have to delete this video when we get home. I wish I could show you guys this. I mean, this is just as flat as can be, this bottom. It's not showing me anything. I mean, usually you go over a brush pile or something, you know, it looks like, well, it looks like a brush pile or a bunch of bait fish or something. But there is nothing down there. Chad, don't get carried away now. Well, maybe I can't delete it, but I can set it to private DMV. Which is usually what I do when we go live and we don't catch anything. I usually just go ahead and put them on private. So I don't want anybody to go back and start watching it and thinking we're going to catch fish and we don't. Normally I'll just set it to private, and I've got a lot of those. A lot of those. And we're snagged up again. There we go. I've got the best view. I got a better view than you guys because I got beautiful life right over there. And the beautiful scenery in the background. It's just amazing. An amazing view. Well, I've got food with me. I'm hungry. But I've got food with me. She hears me compliment her. She's like, "You must be hungry."
Thank you, baby.
You're welcome. Yeah, DMV, those skunk streams, that's never any fun. But I mean, you know, when you're in Indiana and you're trying to catfish and the only options you have are channels and some flatheads, which flatheads usually, you know, you got to be on the river, right? I shouldn't say you have to be, because you don't, but you have a much better chance on a river at a flathead. I have never caught a flathead in the kayak. I need to make that a goal, is to get a flathead in the kayak. Becca said we're the dangest, cutest couple.
Aw. We'll put our adventure shoes on next month.
Matt, no, I have not. When we ordered these kayaks, we were right in the middle of the pandemic. And I'm going to tell you the story. It's a little bit of a long story, so bear with me. We ordered these kayaks. When we ordered them through the outfitter, they told us it's going to be 2-3 months minimum before we get them. So we knew it going in. We knew it was going to be a long wait. Well, we're waiting. We paid cash up front for 2 of these kayaks. I mean, these kayaks are like $2,300 a piece. So we had a lot of money we put out waiting on these kayaks. And I was sitting at home one day watching YouTube. And, you know, I've always watched Kayak Catfish. I love his videos. And I was watching it one day, and all of a sudden he's like, "Hey, I got a new kayak." And it was an Old Town Autopilot. And in that video, he said, he goes, "I didn't even ask for it. They just sent it to me." And I'm like, now wait a damn minute. I just forked out almost $5,000 out of my pocket for these kayaks, and this guy gets one. He didn't even ask for it, and he's already got it. So, I mean, I wasn't mad. I don't want you guys to think of it like that. It was the principle of it. It was like, okay, I understand Justin Johnson. He's a big YouTuber. He is going to sell kayaks for Old Town just by him sitting in one. I get it. But we just spent a bunch of money, a lot of money, and we have to wait. So I called him, and I got customer service. I kind of called, just say, look, I just want to, I don't expect anything. I don't want anything, but I just want you to know you got a lot of people that are buying these kayaks right now out of money, that hard-earned money, and then they're watching Justin Johnson get a free one. And wait, that's kind of like what it felt like, you know what I mean? So I called him up and I talked to him and I told him all that, and he was like, you know what, it makes sense. I understand what you're saying. He said, but on the, you have to understand our. I said, I completely understand your situation. It's a marketing thing. Justin Johnson is going to sell kayaks for you. I get it, but it is a little bit of a slap in the face for somebody that pays. And I was like, no, seriously, I didn't call because I wanted anything. I just wanted you guys to know I'm a customer. And this is kind of how it made me feel. I still want my kayak. I still love Old Town stuff. I just wanted to voice my opinion. So longer story short, we ended up with what? A couple t-shirts and a hat. Yeah. They sent me and Telly both a t-shirt, sent me a hat, and then we still waited on our kayaks. And I think it took another 2 months before we got them after that.
Yeah, because they kept being on back orders.
So that's the story. But we've had my seat. I had a rivet break in my seat. And I called them up and told them what happened. They said, well, send us a picture. I sent them a picture of it. 4 days later, new seat now. Old Town's customer service they've been great. I cannot complain. Yeah, but it just kind of hit me the wrong way. He made that video and he's like, hey, I didn't even ask for it. They just sent it to me. Telly, I know you guys have seen her kayak. She's got that blue aqua color. What do you call that? Huh? The Photic. Ordered them, but we didn't really order them. And they only had the orange. So we were both going to get an orange kayak. And Telly didn't want the orange. She wanted that Photic. But after a couple months went by, the outfitter called and said, hey, we had somebody cancel an order that was that Photic kayak that they canceled. And they wanted to know if Telly wanted it instead. And we're like, yeah, that's what she wants. So that was the outfitter that did that, not Old Town. The outfitter we worked with was great too. What were they called? Moving Waters Outfitters? Moving Waters Outfitters in Indianapolis. Looks like we're down to 13 people, is that right? Oh, we're buffering real bad again. Well, I mean, the boat ramp's right here. What do you want to do, babe? That's all I've seen is carp and a couple bass jumping. And I'm snagged again. Let go. It's not going to. We're snagged. Snagged again. May have to write a song called Snagged Again. What do you think, babe? That'd be a pretty good song, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would. There were a lot of lilies out.
Yeah, there was a bunch over on that side too. You go over that the opposite direction, it just comes undone. It's amazing.
Spinning, trying to figure out which way
Yeah.
I want to fish. So.
I'm gonna go over there and let the wind push me back. Warp speed 2.5 miles an hour right now. Which DMV is what I was going to tell you. I could do this type of pedal. So if your current is 2.5 miles an hour, you ain't gonna go nowhere. So my point is, I can get this kayak to 3 to 3.5 miles an hour, but I have to work to get it there. And you're not gonna do that for very long. So if your current is 2 miles an hour or higher, normally, do not buy a pedal kayak. Get one with a trolling motor. That's 27 and a half feet deep right there. And there ain't nothing down there. But that's what I wanted to bring up is, you know, for a river, for a place that has current, you need a trolling motor in a kayak. Or put in upstream and let the current bring you somewhere else. But if you want to launch one place and load the same place on a river with some current, you need a trolling motor. Like I said, this what I'm doing right here is easy pedaling. I'm doing 2.5 miles an hour. I mean, you guys are all smart people. You can figure it out. If I can easily go 2.5, and I've got a 2.5 mile an hour current, I ain't gonna go nowhere. If I have a 4 mile an hour current and I can only do 2.5, I'm gonna go backwards. That's kind of my whole point about the whole trolling motor thing. And I probably buffered all the way through all that, and I apologize, but I'm gonna get these baits in the water so we can start fishing again. But I'm gonna see what we might do, see what this wind's gonna do with us. I think this wind might play some games with us. Because over there it was blowing me right to the boat dock. I get over here, it's blowing me back that way. Alright, we're gonna let some line out. Get this one going. I gotta tell you guys, man, I was telling Telly on the way here, I love dragging baits. I love it. I like suspending too, because when they hit a suspended bait, man, that's a lot of fun. But I really do like dragging baits. When it works. I have all the confidence in the world in the bait we're using. I don't have any confidence on the lake we're fishing. The wind's wanting to blow me sideways now. All right, we're fishing. What's going on with this thing? There we go. We're gonna get some things done, have fun and be safe. All right, Chad. Jack-o'-lantern. Just saw you have some Indiana videos. All right, Jack-o'-lantern, where you from? We're from around Columbus. Central Indiana-ish. Randomly showed up. Country boy. Yeah, we got to work tomorrow too. Unfortunately. New Albany, all right. I don't think that's too far. We're, like I said, we're around Columbus area. Maybe it is far, I don't know. Silver Creek. Just hit the Silver Creek. Well, we're fishing a lake that this is the first time we've ever fished here. We're dragging for catfish. It's not working out for us. But I mean, you're in Indiana, everything's flooded here. At least down in this southern half of the state it is. Looks like we still got 14 awesome, amazing people hanging out, watching us not catch fish. My wife's on the phone over there. I was trying to listen to what she's saying. Jack-o'-lantern, I'm going to call you Jack from now on. We are in Hoosier National Forest. This is, I think my wife said it was Grub Ridge Lake or something like that. It's something ridge for sure. We've never fished here before. We just found this lake about a month or so ago. We didn't even know it existed. But it's really pretty here. We are the only ones on this lake. Deem Lake, yeah, we've got a video on Deem Lake. We don't think we did. We stayed in a cabin down there, one of the cabins. Well, I don't think we did any. We fished where we're there, but I don't think I videoed any of it. That was one of our early videos last year. But we like Deem Lake. We will definitely go back to Deem Lake. I have caught catfish on Deem Lake. Caught a good catfish on Deem, good channel cat on Deem Lake. Dag blasted wind. Well, that wind's awesome when it's going the direction you want it to, but when it's not, it's a pain in the butt. Jack, I don't know, we're just trying to drag our baits. around half a mile an hour or so. Waiting for a catfish to hit on it. I don't know what that was, but I didn't like it. Oh, we love our kayaks. We actually have 4 kayaks. You know, these, we upgraded to these last year. But these are by far, I mean, our other kayaks were comfortable, but you had to paddle them. And pedaling is much easier. Much, much easier. Yeah, that Deem Lake video, I think it's, I think we do some, you know, show you how we do some knot tying and make our coffee and just show you the cabin itself. There's no fishing in that video, if I remember correctly. There's several of us Hoosiers that hang out in this community, Jack. Puddle walkers and straight to the point. I'm not going to keep naming everybody because I'll miss somebody, but there's a lot of us. If you hang out in this fishing community, this catfish community, you'll meet a lot of Indiana YouTubers. We do stuff a lot. We do collab videos with like that hiking guy and Carlson Adventures, and Trail Medic. There's a few more, some we just met this year. We're just watching you pedaling around and enjoying the scenery. Well, at least you can enjoy something because it ain't the fish catching, that's for sure. It is pretty here though. Telly and I say it all the time, you know, when we get out here on these kayaks, you know, catching fish is awesome. Makes it a lot of fun. And it's what you come out here to do. But just being on the water in these kayaks, it's so peaceful. Scenery's awesome. Hey, James. Well, Jack, we hope you enjoyed it. We hope you stick around and sub and, you know, all that YouTube stuff that you're supposed to say. I'm not real good at that part, but I figure if you like what you see, you'll sub, and if you don't, you won't. But we do a lot of live streaming. We've been doing a lot more live streaming than we have been making videos. But truth be told, it's a lot easier to live stream than it is to make a video. So, but we do. We like to live stream when we camp too. My wife is an amazing cook. You can't tell. Amazing cook. I was telling her this morning. You know, we've told each other this many times that we need to start making some of her cooking videos. We have not done a very good job of that. But we're going to have to change that, especially when we're camping, doing some camping cooking videos, cooking over the fire. She makes an amazing campfire pizza. Awesome. Awesome. Catfish Headhunters doing a giveaway. You guys better get over there, because I ain't giving nothing away. Not right now. Except for stickers. Stickers are always free at this channel. If you would like a Hooks and Hammocks sticker, all you have to do is email us at hooksandhammocks@gmail.com. Give us your details and we will send you a sticker. Mo, we have not caught anything. Nada. Like I said, this is pretty. All right, well, I got a lot of grass to cut, that's for sure. Buffering again. Well, I can't end this stream until I get back to the boat ramp unless I want to crawl out on this kayak, and I don't feel like it. I'm going to drag back to the boat ramp and then I'm done. So thank you everyone for hanging out with us. Sorry it didn't pan out, but I'm going to put this tablet down and get back to this boat ramp and get everything loaded up. We'll see y'all later. case. Tell him to. How you doing? We have. I don't even know if that's thing. That's all right. Away. Tagged on out there. Maybe it's just a really rocky bottom. Shut that off. Get these lines reeled in. So beautiful wife can get in.